This is the weekly sales meeting for October 19th, 2025. My name is Chris Fleming. You can reach me at chris@cdmediaconsulting.com or go to our website at cdmediaconsulting.com. Today's topic, leverage your available resources. Every conversation with a buyer is a moment of opportunity, but too often sellers go into those moments with only a fraction of their full power. You may have a great product, you could have a team of experts behind you, you might have valuable experience, or you might have a distinct market advantage. But when the pressure is on, many sellers revert to what feels most comfortable. We rely on the one or two tools we know best and we forget the rest. This happens not because we lack intelligence or ambition, but because of basic human nature. When we feel uncomfortable or threatened, we fall back to our highest level of training. The problem is this natural reaction can limit us. If we are going to break through more often, we need to learn how to leverage all the resources available to us, and we have to do it with consistency. The first thing to understand is that selling is not only about presenting a product or service, it's about creating confidence. Buyers are looking for more than features and benefits. They are looking for trust. They want credibility. They need certainty. The certainty that our company is the right choice. That is why resources matter. When we bring in the full weight of our product knowledge to bear, we begin to craft a narrative. When we convey our team's expertise, our company's track record, and our market positioning, we build a story that feels solid. As Warren Buffett said, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. When sellers use all of the available resources, we replace risk with reassurance. What are these resources we speak of? First, there's the product itself. Most companies spend years refining their offerings. There's likely innovation, testing, and user feedback baked into what you sell. But many salespeople treat their product like it's an object on a shelf. We list a few features, maybe some pricing, and we move on. We don't tap into the deeper stories behind how that product came to be. We don't talk about how it's solving problems for other customers. We don't give a point of differentiation in the market. If we're not bringing those stories into the conversation, we're leaving value on the table. Then there is personnel. How often do you leverage your team? This includes the engineer, your talent, the business office, marketing professionals, and managers. All support the sales mission even if they are not on the front lines. Too often, salespeople operate in isolation. We try to carry the full weight of persuasion by ourselves. But imagine a different approach. What if during a key selling moment you brought in a commercial producer for a creative session, or your traffic manager to talk about deployment and implementation? That is not weakness, that is strength. As author Simon Sinek put it, working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. When a team is passionate and aligned, it becomes a powerful resource. That resource can be deployed to build trust with your customers and momentum in your daily routine. Another overlooked resource is experience. This is both your own and your company's. Experience isn't only a resume bullet. It is social proof. It is reassurance. Buyers want to know that you have helped companies like theirs succeed before. They want to hear the stories, see the case studies, and feel like they are not the first to take the leap. But many salespeople either downplay their experience or forget to bring it up. We are too focused on the pressure of the moment. We are trying to hit all of our talking points. We are trying to get to the close. But what moves the deal forward is the sense that you have done this before and done it well. Market advantage is another powerful tool. Maybe your company has exclusive access to a region. It could be that you are first to market with a new technology, or you have a pricing structure that makes the customer's marketing dollars work more efficiently. These facts only come to bear if they are communicated with clarity and confidence. Sellers sometimes assume buyers already know their strengths, or they fear coming off as a braggart, but buyers don't have the time to connect the dots. It's your job to help them see why your offer matters, and why now is the right time to act. So why don't we use these resources more often? One answer is psychological. In the heat of any sales conversation, our brains seek comfort. We go back to familiar territory. We repeat scripts that have worked in the past, even if they are not the best option today. We may fear looking unsure if we introduce someone else to the call. We may feel awkward telling stories about past successes. We may feel unqualified to talk about deeper product advantages. All of this is natural, but is also limiting. The key is to train beyond that instinct. As the Navy SEALs say, under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your level of training. If we want to improve how to use our resources in the moment, we have to practice doing so before the moment comes. That means role-playing with your team. It means reviewing case studies until they are second nature. It means practicing how to loop in a subject matter expert during a call. It means writing down the 5 biggest differentiators your company offers. It means being able to explain each in a way that makes sense to a buyer. We need to assume the buyer knows nothing about our industry and how it works. Training like this builds muscle memory, and that's what takes over when stress kicks in. Muscle memory is advanced level training. Most never go beyond surface level conversations because managers don't go to the field to see firsthand what is happening. It is here that the fruits of our labor are laid bare. The best sales organizations I have been a part of had field coaching daily. Bringing the manager was not a punishment. It was a reward. Sellers looked forward to bringing me or another manager. They knew we would ask for 10 times what they were thinking about. This also calls for a change in mindset. Many salespeople think they have to prove their personal value in every conversation. We want to be the hero, but in truth, the best salespeople are not heroes. We are guides. We are connectors. We bring the right tools to the table at the right time. We don't need to be experts in everything. We need to know how to access expertise. As Jim Collins, author of Good to Great, wrote, the moment you feel the need to tightly manage someone, you've made a hiring mistake. The same goes for yourself. If you feel like you have to control every piece of the sale, you are not using your resources. You are overworking yourself and under-delivering to the buyer. Another barrier is the myth of speed. In today's fast-paced sales environments, there's a rush to shorten the cycle, get to the close, and close with speed. But speed without strategy is only noise. Using your resources may take more coordination. It may mean scheduling an extra meeting. It may mean preparing a more detailed proposal. But if it builds trust, reduces risk, and increases deal size, it is worth it. The Harvard Business Review claims buyers are 2.8 times more likely to choose a vendor who educates them with new ideas and perspectives. That is when compared to one who only responds to a request. That kind of education doesn't happen when we are racing to the finish line. It happens when you bring the full force of your resources into play. Let us not forget the power of personalization. Every resource becomes more valuable when it's applied in a tailored way. A product feature that matters to one client may be irrelevant to another. A case study that lands with a healthcare company may not impress the logistics firm. That is why leveraging your resources starts with listening. What is this buyer concerned about? What pressures are they under? What will success look like for them? Once you understand that, you can choose the right tool for the job. As Abraham Lincoln once said, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. In sales, listening is sharpening the axe. Some of the best sales organizations in the world don't rely on superstar individual contributors. They build systems that empower the team to win consistently. That means documenting success stories. It means having an internal library of resources. It means creating pathways for subject matter experts to join the sales process at key times. It means equipping the seller not only with a script, but with a toolkit and training them to use it. To change this trajectory, leadership must blaze the trail. Sales managers should model resourcefulness by asking in pipeline reviews, what haven't we used yet? Not what is next. They should reward creativity and team collaboration. When leaders encourage sellers to leverage all available tools, it builds a smarter, more resilient sales culture. Over time, using every asset, including product, people, and insights, becomes second nature. And what once felt like overreaching is now recognized for what it is. This is strategic thinking in action. We can't end this discussion without talking about confidence. Salespeople will underuse resources because we are not confident in how we will be perceived. We don't want to seem like we are bringing in backup or trying too hard, but confidence doesn't come from knowing all the answers. It comes from knowing where to find them. It comes from having a plan, and it comes from showing the buyer that you are not alone. You are backed by a company that's invested in your success. That is what buyers want to see. When we overlook our resources, we lose our edge and make the sale harder than it has to be. When we train ourselves to recognize every available tool, when we align it with the buyer's needs, and when we use it with confidence, we separate ourselves from the pack. We stop reacting to conversations. We start directing them. And that is the difference between chasing and leading. It is the difference between hoping for momentum and creating it. Great sellers don't only respond, they apply strategy. And the strategy starts with knowing what you have and how to use it. Tony Robbins said resources are never the problem. It's your resourcefulness that counts. That means knowing how to use what you already have. This is how to use your product, your team, and your knowledge to your competitive advantage. It is not about having more tools, it's about using the right ones with precision, purpose, and pride. Resourcefulness turns ordinary sellers into trusted advisors. It shifts the focus from what is missing to what is possible. And in today's competitive landscape, that shift can make all the difference. Every sales call is a performance, but it's not a solo act. It is a team effort supported by experience, insight, tools, and training. The more you bring that full cast into the conversation, the stronger your closing actions become. When involving others becomes your habit, your outcomes start to shift. Because great sellers don't rely only on words. They bring the right resources to bear at the right time. That's what turns good conversations into great conversations. And that's what separates average sellers from top performers. Which do you want to be? My new book, Double Your Revenue, is now available on Amazon.com. If you like what you have heard here today, please consider ordering a copy or two. You can always send one to a friend. Go to cdmediaconsulting.com right now and follow the instructions to order.